introduction to our stable here at MTR. Michael Travers, the trainer. This is Graham Byatt, my leading hand, and my trainee slash apprentice, Charlie. And she likes to be called Charlie Ann if anyone's watching, rather than just Charlie. So we thought what we're going to do, every now and again when we get a chance, we're going to sit around and talk about what horses we've got in work and what some of the processes we've involved, and just bring people up to speed and learn a little bit more about our stable and how we go about things. A general run of the mill, we start every morning by giving them a bit of hay, a bit of feed, making sure the walker's ready to go by putting water on it and raking it over. We're constantly raking it over. We've got a sand-based walker, which we both walk and trot on. We use that quite regularly. The other thing we use quite often that's actually not here is the treadmill, water walker, and we've been lucky enough now to be able to swim a couple down at Gary Colvin's. So this morning's track work wasn't a big morning for myself. I didn't ride too many, I only rode one this morning, get myself a bit of a morning off, but Charlie rode a fair few and Graham rode a few as well. So this morning, we'll just start with me. I rode Kawadi, just had to give her a little bit of a feel. She'll head towards the Tokemore Cup on Saturday, and just wanted to make sure that she was feeling better. She's a horse that doesn't often feel well. She feels like she's got 4 square wheels. We do a lot of maintenance with her, and we're lucky enough that we had Peter Smith come on Sunday and did a lot of work on her and fixed up her shoulders, hopefully, and we've had a couple of other little feet issues, but all going well. She'll go to the Tokemore Cup on Saturday. This is so far so good, and hopefully she'll run a good race. Charlie, so this morning you went out first on
Jimmy. Norton's Bar.
Yeah. What can you tell us about Jimmy?
Yeah, no, he's a beautiful horse, Jimmy. We call him, he's a mare in a gelding's body, just like Gold Tracker. He may be like Mary, but he's a good horse. He went around 2 laps today, just done nice and easy sort of day.
I haven't actually got a race picked out for him just yet. His last start was over here at Wagga. Blake McDougall rode him for us, and geez, he rode him good. I couldn't be happier with the ride. He put in a ton of effort into the ride, and it's hard to get sometimes. You know, a lot of riders get a little bit lazy, but he didn't. He rode him for the entire 1200 metre mark, taught the horse a little bit, and hopefully we get an improved performance out of him when we do send him around. Maybe a gun to go. If not a gun to go, go to Wagga. After that, you went out on Scout.
Yeah, I did 2 trot laps on Scout. Just after her race over the weekend, we decided just to bring her back and do a bit of trotting and stuff.
Yeah, look, she's not very well developed in behind. She caught up pretty average after her last start. I was a bit concerned that she might have broken down, but we've had the vet to her. Had her fetlocks looked at and fixed up a little bit, and we'll work on trotting her up and getting her back, and she'll probably head to Cootamundra picnics in Sunday week or Saturday week, and hopefully we can knock up a maiden with her there after that.
Not a phony. I did 2 laps on her. She's actually come back in from the paddock, so she went out for a little bit. She come back in. She's still pretty fit. Like, she's a nice horse. She's getting grumpy last prep, so this prep she's just come back real sweet, nice horse.
Yeah, well, she went out on one of those working holidays that I like to utilise, and she went out for a couple of days and just in the paddock just to clear her mind. Stays in the paddock, goes onto the water walker, gets 20 minutes to half an hour on the water walker out there at Yirribee, and we utilise that a fair bit when we spell our horses. And she's come back in. She's actually surprised us. We weighed her this morning. She was 540 kilos, which I'm not happy about. So we'll have to drop a few kilos off her. She'll probably have this one more run and before we tip her out for a proper spell. She's a horse that, you know, we're still learning about. When I first purchased her, I spoke to Molly Burke in Sydney, and she said time will be her best friend. She'd ridden her in a trial, and I think that might be correct with her. You know, give her a little bit of time, and then we'll trim her up next preparation. Might see a little bit better horse. After that, we went out on
Brutal Force. We call him Zoltar here in the stables. Yeah, it was his first time doing a gallop for us over here, and he was just such a nice horse. Like, beautiful feel. He just, yeah, I couldn't fault him at all. He was just so nice, just worked along, and as soon as I asked him to do that bit of extra work, he just hit the mark straight away.
That's good. Yeah, no, it's his first bit of pace work for us, or first gallop, and I haven't picked out a race for him because, you know, I think we're just being patient with him. He's got a little bit of a development in his body to go, and we'll get to him for the races when he tells us he's ready.
Next one's Zoo. How do you say that?
Zooquar, we've argued or spoken about how to pronounce it. We'll let the race caller work that out, but we call it Zoo. It's a Zoo Star filly that was purchased.
Zoo Zane?
Zoo Shane, Zoo Star, could be, it's one of those anyway. So yeah, we just call it Zoo. Adam bought this horse and we give it a start the other day. A little bit disappointing, just didn't finish it off. Probably needed a little bit more work under it, but yeah, should continue to improve.
Next one, little Leo, my favourite demigod. As always, he's just a good as boy. He doesn't like going out by himself, but we're slowly just like getting him to go out. He's a bit of baby brain, but yeah, gorgeous little fella. Absolutely love him.
Also plenty of ability, went round in the Albury Guineas last start, ran a terrific race, and he was first up that time, really needed the run. Hopefully Blake is riding for us, or he is going to ride for us at Gundagai next week. Looking forward to that, and then he'll go into the Wagga Guineas Prelude after that. So his aim for this preparation is the Albury and Wagga Guineas. Albury Guineas came up a little bit too quickly for us, but we should be right for the Wagga Guineas.
My last ride was little Peter, one of Graham Byatt's horses. He's a cracking little horse. He's just come in from Matty Sheevers, yeah. He's just such a nice little fella. He'd be a bit cheeky, but we like the little cheeky ones. I went around with Graham's other little filly. Her name's Jessie.
Yeah, Jessie goes right.
Yeah, Jesse's going good. She needs to lose a bit of condition. Come in a bit too good out of the paddock, but she has probably lost 20 kilos in the last sort of fortnight. So yeah, working project, but we'll get there.
Yeah, good. You took out Sea Smoke. We called Danny. You took her out early this morning. How'd she feel?
Yeah, she feels terrific. She seems to have pulled up well after her last two runs. Yeah, she was narrowly beaten last start and won the start before, so she's certainly been a big improver this time back in.
Yeah, she's a very popular horse, obviously, with our social media. She's either going to head to Wagga for a barrier trial next Wednesday or to Gundagai, Class 1000 or a Class 2 1400. Still tossing up which way. She'll also head for the Albury Guineas Prelude, see if she can line up and step up to the mark there. She's probably a little bit behind race day performance is what Demigod is, but we'd like to give them their shot. They're only 3-year-old for that one time, so we give them the opportunity to race in those better races and they can pick up the pride money for your beauty. You took out Sonic Scene. He's back on the rehab. We've been working pretty hard with him. How did he feel to you?
Yeah, Sonic's on the comeback trial after a tendon problem, and so he's just been trotting the 2 laps of the morning. And at the moment, yeah, he seems to feel good in his action, and hopefully we can progress along and he makes it back.
Yeah, that'd be great. We've got another horse that we're rehabbing. Unfortunately, we had Pussyfoot and Sonic Scene go at the same time. We didn't ride Pussyfoot this morning, gave her the morning off. She's only just been able to come back into trot work, and so we're just going to do every other day at the track for her, and we'll just keep walking on the walking machine, good hour of the morning, good hour of the night, and just build her up ever so slowly. That's all the horses that we rode this morning. We put a fair few around on the walking machine, so we jogged them 10 minutes and then another 10 minutes, a good trot. On there this morning we had Sadie, which is gold pattern, and we're trying to lose a bit of weight with her. She generally does that and then goes to the pool, gets ridden and then goes to the pool. My Inspiration was another one. She's basically the same boat. She generally either goes on the jogger and then to the pool, or gets led off the pony. Graham takes her around off Pierre. We had Freud work on there. He's a regular on the machine. He's really also we've got to keep fresh. We've had a lot of luck with him lately. He's run second at Berrigan, and he won his next start at Lethen, where he won the Lethen Picnic Cup, and then last start went to Tullibajil, ran second in the Tullibajil Cup, and he'll probably now head towards the Cootamundra Picnic Cup in a couple of weeks. Jessie Dole was on there this morning. Very disappointing with the way she went in her last start. A horse with a ton of ability, can gallop that place down. There's probably nothing in the stable that can gallop with her. So when should we get the penny to drop with her, we'll have a bit of fun with her. Terrace Breed was on there this morning. We had Peter Smith come over on Sunday, not especially for her, but she was one of the main objects to get fixed up. And found that she was out of the rib. She's been hanging quite badly and progressively been better this week. Happy enough with her, and that hopefully we get her back to the races and not have to worry about the hanging. But it's been a problem for a long time, but with any luck, Peter's been able to fix it for us. Eve, or Matherin, was on there again this morning. We had a little bit of trouble with her. We've been tying up a little bit, so just pump the brakes on her for a while. Hopefully get her ready for the Wagga Carnival. There's always a race or two there for her. Swinging High was on there, or Fitz. She's been racing particularly well. Beaten but not disgraced at Goulburn the other day. We've had a lot of fun with her, taking on highways, running nice races in those highways, and hopefully we can get her back to that. But there's a race around the corner for her. Satcho, which is one of our newer horses. Her name is Iroquois. She's come from South Australia. She's a nice Seamus Award filly of mare now. She's a 4-year-old. Took her out, had a ride on her yesterday morning. Felt fantastic. Really happy with her. Such a great ride. Even though I said that she was terrible to Charlie, and so I could keep her on my list for once, have a nice quiet one. But no doubt Charlie will be riding her at the end of the week or early next week. She's really nice. Brooklyn Dash was on there this morning. We just call her Dash. She's a really nice type. Really happy with the way she's going. She's got the Dapples coming out. She'll probably either head to Gundagai or Wagga as well. Just got to try and find the right race for her at this stage, and really happy with the way she's come along. We also have a horse by the name of Broadway Sale, here at the moment. She's just walking. We aren't able to get the shoes on her just yet, so I won't generally work a horse without shoes. And she's a nice little mare. Sold out quickly on her, and looking forward to hopping on her and getting her going. Other things that we've had during the week, Milo left us during the week. He being retired, we couldn't get him right, unfortunately. That's I'm Charming, yeah. And went to a young girl out of Batlow, so he's found his forever home, which is always nice to have. Other horses we've also had leave this week. Two horses went to Queensland, so we had Knights, we called I'm Charming as a mate. Arthur, known as Knights in the race, but major disappointment. We paid a little bit of about $5,000 for this fella, syndicated him out, and found to have a couple of non-active chips in the fetlocks, which we took care of. But then the first gallop we gave him, he could hardly breathe at all, so we had him scoped as a 4 out of 5. So unfortunately, he had to be moved on. He'll have to, as I said, head up to Queensland. Going along with him is Port de Mars, or we call Liz. Just was a handful for us, and hyperactive little filly, and didn't want to go in the gates. So I find that if they don't want to be racehorses, there's really no point in pushing on with them. You just knock your head against the wall. If they don't want to be horses, they generally don't perform. So. Other news, yesterday I purchased 2 of our old stable stalwarts, Taluk and Rolotti. They'll both race at Tokemall on Saturday for Mr. Knight and Miss Tatham, and then we'll pick them up and bring them home. Outside of that, it's been a pretty average run-of-the-mill week. Horses in the paddock. We have Menza one out in the paddock at the moment. He's just having a bit of a break. We've got Jenny Devine, a well-deserved break out there, and we've got Gold Tracker out there as well. He's probably going to have 3 months out there. We're just niggling issues for a long time now, so we'll just put him in the paddock and hope they solve themselves, because no vet, muscle man or anyone can solve them for us. So that's our first update for the stable. Hopefully we can do this again one time. And, thank you.